Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Eat It Anyway. Today we're going to talk about breakfast. I'm going to show you what I eat every day during the week and even fill you in on what my go-to is on the weekend. So today we're going to make some protein oatmeal with a bowl of cottage cheese, and then you're going to have to stay tuned to see what I'm making on the weekend. Let's get started. Alright, here's our lineup. So every morning I get half a cup of oats, a cup of almond milk. I sprinkle in a little bit of cinnamon. I do 2 servings of cottage cheese. I usually do 50 grams of blueberries, 3 ounces of strawberries, and that's it. So a lot of the times when I tell my coworkers what I have for breakfast, they're always like, whoa, how do you have all the time to make that? Guys, this only takes 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So all you do is you get your half a cup measure, you get a scoop. This is really full, so I'm going to try and make it not go everywhere. Okay, give it a little shake to even it out. It's about half a cup, right? That's good. Put it in there. I like to stick in my cinnamon first before I put the milk in and then mix around. Otherwise, the cinnamon's all just going to float to the top. Give it a good shake. I'm a big fan of giving things a big shake, as you can probably tell. Alright, here's 1 cup of almond milk. I'm going to stick this in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. Don't do it for much longer, because then well, I guess it depends on your microwave, but if you do it for too long, it'll bubble up and it'll go everywhere and you'll have a big mess and it's terrible. So don't do that. Alright, cook 1/3. I use my protein. I found some guy on the internet tell me this was good, and so this is what I use. While we are waiting for the oatmeal to warm up, I have my protein powder. I am going to measure out my fruit. Alright, so we're doing some strawberries. Here, I'll give you a better look. There we go. Stay right there. So usually it's about 4 or 5. And these strawberries, there's my oatmeal. These strawberries might look a little rough. That thing loves to beep. But we're still in quarantine mode, so I'm trying to make them last as long as possible. I just rip off the stems like so. Stems are gone. Let me give them a little trim off the top so I don't get anything weird in there. Like I said, this is 3 ounces exactly of strawberries. Strawberries are super low in calories, so it really doesn't matter. You can really eat as much as you want and not put a big dent in your calorie goal for the day. I'm going to chop these up and I'm going to stick them in my oatmeal. Oh, gotta rinse them off first. And we're back. Alright, so I like to chop them this way. I bet Josh has a super excellent way of chopping strawberries, but this works for me. It doesn't have to be perfect, because guess what, guys? We're going to eat it anyway. The oatmeal is done, so I'm going to grab it out of here. Whoop. Don't spill it. I do 2 scoops of protein because I'm trying to increase my protein goal. So there's 1 scoop. Alright, and here's 2 scoops. I like to mix this first because if you put the berries in with it, it just goes everywhere. There's not a lot of room in this bowl, so you kind of have to make it do. I don't want to lose any of the protein powder while I'm mixing it, so you gotta do it very carefully. There we go. Here come the strawberries. Just give them a plop in there, and I'm gonna measure out my blueberries. So like I said, I'm gonna do 50 ounces of blueberries. Again, sometimes I have fruit in the afternoon, so I'll just tack on an additional 50 in the afternoon to make it an even 100 for the day. 50 even, there we go. Now I'm just gonna add this to my bowl of oatmeal, and that part's done. Easy, guys, easy. Okay, so next up is the cottage cheese. So 1 serving of this is 113 grams and comes out to 80 calories. So like I said, I'm doubling it just because I like to eat. And I don't want to be hungry at work, so I'm going to do 226 grams of cottage cheese. This is also high in protein. It's a good low fat, easy way to get protein. Protein and fat are very closely related. So if you can somehow swing getting protein without getting a whole lot of fat, you're golden. So that's why I eat a lot of cottage cheese. Here it is. Here's what I eat 5 days out of the week. This is my my go-to weekday breakfast meal. You just got your berries and your oatmeal with a lot of protein, and got your cottage cheese. Usually have a little bit of coffee with some cream, and half, and that's pretty much it. So next, I'm gonna be making my go-to, my favorite, my ideal breakfast, and that is protein pancakes. This is an Alex Crockford recipe, so check it out. It's the best. Sometimes you can even do it a la mode, have a little ice cream with it. Check it out. Good morning. Welcome to part 2 of Eat It Anyways breakfast special. This morning we're gonna be making protein waffles. Now, I found this recipe right on Alex Crockford's Instagram page, and I have a little variation. He does pancakes, I like to do waffles. It's whatever. They're good no matter what form you have them in. I hope you guys are all hanging in there. I know it's quarantine day 8 or something for me, but hang in there. We're gonna make some great food, and hopefully I inspire you to make something good today. Let's get started. What I like to do first is I like to bake my bacon. So I have turkey bacon here. I usually do 4 slices. I'm just gonna pull them out here. Stick them on this little pan. This is a really thick slice, but it's fine. 2. I like to bake this for about 20 minutes. Just to the point where it's kind of loosey-goosey, but it's also kind of crispy. The next thing I like to do is get my cottage cheese ready. That way it's all ready and taken care of. Whenever my waffles are done, they're gonna be piping hot and ready to eat. I like to do 2 servings, so that's 226 grams of cottage cheese. Oh, I went a little bit over. Oh, and I spilled it everywhere. So I'm just gonna put a little bit back in. Usually I do this with a spoon and it's a lot easier to scoop, but there's 216, I want 226, so I'm gonna put 10 more back in. There it is, 226 on the dot. All right, so now that I have my cottage cheese ready and the bacon's cooking, I need one more thing to get ready for my waffles. That's to cut up an apple. Sliced. Easy as pie. So the bacon is cooking, we measured out our cottage cheese, and we sliced our apple. So now it's time for the main event. Here's our lineup. First we got cinnamon, no particular amount, just to taste. 2 eggs, 30 grams of quick oats, 2 scoops of vanilla protein powder, 1 banana, and I just kind of broke it up a little bit. Also, you're gonna need a Pyrex or something that you can mix all this up into. Also, if you haven't plugged in your waffle iron, now is the time to do it so it can warm up. So the first ingredient I like to add is the eggs. I like to have a wet base at the bottom of my Pyrex so that nothing sticks, you know what I mean? I don't want the oats to be stuck at the bottom. So there's 1 egg, here's 2 eggs. Whoop. Sometimes that gooiness sticks to the shell, so you gotta kind of wiggle it. I like to cut it with the other shell too. You know, you guys cannot even see what I'm doing here. Let me adjust this real quick. I'm gonna just kind of... All right, so we got 2 eggs. Now I'm gonna add the 30 grams of quick oats. Oh. And the protein powder. This is gonna be tricky. Let me get my spatula. You don't want this to go everywhere. This is pretty fine and it could be tricky. Just nice and easy. All right, guys, for the first time, I'm not making a huge mess all over the place. All right, there it is. In retrospect, I think this was 1 scoop of protein powder, but I put out 2 because I put 2 in my oatmeal, and we'll see how this goes. Here's our crushed up banana. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll probably just be a little bit more vanilla-like. All right, and here is our ground cinnamon. Again, I said it's just a taste. I like to be generous with it so I can taste it. That was a lot though, but it's fine. I'm gonna eat it anyway. All right, now I like to squish it up. Squish, squish, squish. Oh, remember when I said I'm not making a mess? No worries, no worries. Ready? You can't see this, but I'm just, some of the protein powder went flying. All right, you just have to mix this up very carefully. Move back a little bit so you can see. If you have a bigger Pyrex or you have like an actual pancake, what do they call that? Josh, what do they call that? A pancake thing that you mix the batter in. Oh, okay. All right, mix, mix, mix. Get some muscle behind it. A lot of times it likes to stick together. Just kind of get stabby with it. Gotta get kind of stabby with it, right? Make sure you're getting in there nice and deep like. It's coming together, it's looking good. I can smell that bacon. Bacon's smelling really good. All right. So what have you guys been making during quarantine? I just went to the grocery store and it was eerie. I don't know if they typically play music in there, and I went when it just opened, so maybe they didn't have anything playing, but I don't know. There was just a tone of weirdness. I don't know, everyone was kind of frantic, but they were friendly. Everybody was fine. All right, so that's pretty much mixed. Try and get as much off this little, I don't know what the heck this is called. All right, so that is mixed. I'm going to spray, ooh, look at that steam. I'm going to spray our waffle maker. I like to use olive oil. Here we go. Bottom. Ooh. This one's a little low. That's fine. That's fine. All right, so I'm just going to pour it right in here. I usually pour about half in on the first go. You don't want to overfill this thing and have it overflow. All right, now I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna put a little bit more in. Feeling generous today. All right, there you go. That's how much, I don't know if you can tell. That's how much. So I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna let this cook for 2 minutes. 2. Two minutes is up. Let's flip it and see what it looks like. Flip, open up. It could be a little browner, but I'll take it. It looks good. All right, so I like to just grab a corner. Whoa, it's hot. Get under there with the spatula, and then take it out. There you go. There's our first waffle. All right, so what do you guys like to have on your waffles? I personally like peanut butter, but you can do honey, you can do ice cream. I typically would do ice cream, but that's a lot of calories. But if you get those low calorie kind, it's really good. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna do peanut butter today. One serving is 32 grams. So I like to put 16 grams on the bottom and 16 grams on the top. Even it out. Another reason why I like to have peanut butter with mine is because I'm having an apple, and apples and peanut butter are delicious. So as you can see, the apple is all cut. I like to surround my waffle with it. There's 12 grams. Also the bacon's done too, so I just pop those on the side. I like doing waffles rather than pancakes because, like I said, the waffles are piping hot. So whenever the peanut butter gets all melty, it goes down and there's little crevices there. Here's the final product. So that's it. Now you know what I eat during the week and what I eat on the weekends. Typically I work out in the mornings, and so I have a little bit more calories to consume on the weekends. So this is a little higher, but that's pretty much it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, do all those things. Helps me out a bunch, and have fun eating it anyway.